So good, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being on tonight. This is our Thursday night huddle call, where, of course, this is our leadership call where we talk to you as the CEO of your business, as the owner, your IBO, independent business owner. And again, if you're just curious about, hey, maybe I'm thinking about building my business, or you're in the hunt, you are now creating a global business, this is where we want to share our nuggets. So I want to introduce to you this gentleman. I'm gonna tell you a short story real quick. We weren't even expecting it, but you know, I was in Atlanta, Georgia. I met him and his beautiful wife. They came up on the stage and they were talking, and it was something about this gentleman. I loved his authenticity. He's so real. He is so direct. He is so down to earth. And the thing that I really have admired about him is that he's a serial entrepreneur. I say serial, but I really like to say a professional entrepreneur. Definitely has a successful business outside of I Am Mastery Academy, but he also created a substantial business inside of I Am Mastery Academy. So that's a person that you really want to get information from. I greatly admire him and his wife. I greatly have respect for him. Not only that, we connect also on our men's group, where we get together as men and as brothers in Christ, where we kind of mentor from each other. And so I have such the highest respect for this gentleman because he's just doing such incredible things. And what I love about him also is that he keeps his head down, he stays focused, and he is relentless. His ambition is through the roof, his energy is through the roof. And I promise you're going to get it when you speak, because you're going to hear that authority and that energy going on. So the person I'd love to bring on is Mr. Platinum 5000 Chairman Loading, Mr. Ton Henderson. Mr. Henderson, are you there, sir?
What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? First of all, Sean, that background, bro, I gotta get that, man. I thought mine was good. Yours is on another level, man. It's on another level, man. I was like, dang, that thing looks really good. But guys, man, first of all, you guys got put a one in the chat for my man Sean James. Put a one in the chat for him if you don't mind. I know you got your leaders on here, and I just want to see who we have on the call. I'm not sure if you're brand new, if you're a P150, if you're a P600. If you can do me a huge favor, let me know who we have on the call. First and foremost, like if you're a P1, if you got your 2 and 3, go ahead and just put 2 and 3. If you're a P150, put P150. If you're a P600, put P600. I just want to see who I'm talking to on here so that I can cater what I want to share with you tonight to the individuals that's on here. If you're brand new, just put brand new. So do me a favor, if you can actually open up your video, like Sean said, for me, it gives me energy. And on my presentations, you know what I tell people? I'm like, all the people that look kind of decent, they look good, go ahead and put your video on. Everybody else, just go ahead and keep it off. And then most people just put it on. But no matter what you look like, guys, you know, when people are speaking on here, the energy is what it's really all about. So we have, you know, a couple P150s. We got a couple P600s. Okay. My man Dion P1000, P600, P2, P6. So who else do we have on here? Any other ranks in here? Are you brand new? Anybody else? And is this your leadership call, or is this just brand new people, or what, Sean? Who's
no,
on?
this is our leadership call. This is where we take all the gloves off and we just getting right into building this international business.
All right, perfect. So I just wanted to see that, because here's the reality, guys. You know, my name's Ton Henderson. I'm originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I grew up in Pittsburgh. You know, I did the corporate American thing. I went to college, graduated, got my first job. And I remember looking at that check like, really? Like, I went to school for this? Like, I really couldn't afford my lifestyle already. And I didn't really have anything. And I was like, man, this is going to be a long journey. So I'll tell you this, in 2000, and I think it was 2000, I got introduced to network marketing. And it was with a credit repair company. So we used to help people repair their credit. Now, how many people you know got bad credit? Everybody, because they set us up in college, right? So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be rich. You see, at the time I worked at a car dealership, and I used to actually be a finance manager, and I would turn away tons of people. And I said, man, Ton, if we can just get half of the people to buy this, to get their credit repaired, man, I'm gonna make a lot of money. Now, I went through the process myself, because you know you have to be what? A product of the product. So I signed up, I got my credit score, went from 562, yeah, I had bad credit, to 768 in like 60 days. And I was like, I'm about to blow up. But here's the reality, guys. I was selling something and people couldn't touch it. They couldn't feel it. So they had to actually trust the process. And then when I would sign people up, everybody did not have the same results that I had. So I kind of got frustrated with that because I put a lot of effort into it and I didn't really make a lot of money. That was my first network marketing business. So I don't know where you guys are at. Like how many people IM is your first network marketing business? If it's your first one, put number 1. If it's your second, put 2. Like where are you guys at in your network marketing stage? I just want to see who I'm talking to because I think it's very important that you understand that you're going to go through some things, okay? You're going to go through some things. So people like number 1, number 2, okay, guys, I didn't realize this, but I started 20 years ago, but I was inconsistent. What do you mean? Well, I started with a company, had a little bit of success, I'm talking about a couple $100, and then, you know, just got into the next company. So I think after that, I went into YTB Travel. I don't know if you guys heard about that. David Imunite was actually in YTB Travel. And I was like, man, I made my first $1,000 on my first travel party, right? And I was like, oh, this is it. Like I made it. Guys, I made no more money after that 1,000. So after network marketing, you know, life happened, right? There's going to be stages in your network marketing career where life is going to happen. Life is going to happen. So my wife at the time got pregnant with our daughter and I had to make a decision. I had to be a grown-up and go get a job because I wasn't making no money. I was just on the belief, like I'm a bet on me, but I had to go get a job and that job was terrible, MCI. I was like, wow, I got a degree and I'm in a sweatshop. That being said, guys, I kind of stayed away from network marketing. 5-6 years later, I started my own business. I'm a wedding photographer. You see, I did the corporate America thing and I got laid off 11 years ago. I was the first one at work and the last one to leave. And they fired me at my lowest point in my life. Lowest point, I was going through a divorce. So hopefully nobody on here goes through a divorce, but when you go through a divorce, it affects you, right? How many people know that your home life can affect your work life? Guys, it affected me drastically. And I wasn't the same person. You know, I went from a 5-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom apartment. And I lost my family. My family moved out of state. And I went through a depression, but nobody knew because I always kept a smile on my face. But you guys know the saying, in your lowest point in your life, like things will happen, right? So I remember asking God, why? Why am I in this situation? I wasn't the person out there hustling, doing things that I wasn't supposed to do. As far as selling drugs, I grew up in the inner city. I was the kid that hung around the right people and played sports. Therefore, I stayed away from the bad people. But why am I on an unemployment line? This is embarrassing. But in my lowest point, he actually introduced me to my beautiful wife, Tiffany. And I don't know if she's on here right now, but hopefully she'll jump on. But God put me in front of Tiffany, and I was broke when I was in front of Tiffany. When I met Tiffany, I had no money, no money. Long story short, guys, I had a burning desire. And I said, listen, I don't have a lot, but I'm gonna bet on me and I'm gonna go to the top. So me and Tiffany, you know, working together, she quit her corporate job after meeting me 3 years later. She hasn't punched a clock in 8 years. I haven't punched a clock in 11 years. And financially, I was doing better than I ever done before in any corporate America job, ever. And I was like, I should have been doing this, but I had to go through the process. So guess what happened, guys? I got introduced to network marketing again. A friend actually told me about another company I was in and was dealing with travel. And I was like, everybody loves to travel. And I was with that company for maybe 3 years. And I was making decent money, at least I thought it was. I had 300 people on my team, guys. 300 people. And I was making about $1,600. Yeah, $1,600. But I was having a lot of fun. See, it's not about the money, it's about the people. That's what I realized in that other company. A lot of people join these things and think it's about money, and you quickly realize it's not. So fast forward, that company has some issues. They stopped paying people. I had to get back to what I knew how to do, and that's basically shoot weddings. I'm a wedding photographer, and I can brag on myself a little bit. I'm pretty good because I've been in business 11 years. I have a staff, we have employees, we have videographers. Let me back up. I don't have any employees. Uncle Sam, I don't have employees. I have 1099s. So I have videographers and I have photographers that are under my umbrella. And we do pretty good. Again, we're not hurting for money, but how many people know there's different levels in life? How many people know that there's different levels in life? If you know there's a different level, Go ahead and put 1 in the chat. If you know that there's a different level in life, put a 1 in the chat. You see, when I got the phone call from my friend who was just a really good friend, she told me about she told me about IM. And back then, 3 years ago, man, IM was just Forex. And I didn't look at a presentation, I just trusted the person. So what happened is I joined sight unseen. I said, hey, are you doing this? She said, yes. I said, are you gonna help me? She said, yes. I said, you making some money? She was like, yep. I was like, all right, I'm in. It's $200. Like, what are we really talking about? It's $200. You're gonna blow that this week. So I joined and I didn't take it serious. I was getting up 2, 3 in the morning, rocking with Dr. K, half sleep, getting in trades. And guys, back then it was hard. I don't know if you guys been in the game 3 years ago. It was hard. You guys got it easy now. This is too easy for you. But guys, what happens in this, I look at this as a game of sports. This is football to me. Because there comes a time when you join, you get excited, that adrenaline is pumping up. And guys, that adrenaline was going at 2, 3 in the morning. But guess what? I was winning trades, I was losing. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I blew my account 3 times and the average person would have quit. But I'm not average. I said, man, if there's people winning it, why am I not winning? And guess what? I found out there was an academy attached to this. Like, there's videos that you can watch to learn this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh. I never looked at any videos. I just trusted my friend. So guys, about 1.5 years, I just chilling. I hit P600 by accident. I put 2 people in, they put a couple people in. Jazz called me and said, hey, you're 1 person away from P600. I signed up my wife, I'm P600. 90 days later, I'm like, where do I get that money from? I'm not hurting for any money. Like, where do I get that $600 from? And he laughed at me. I got the money and was like, okay, this is cool. I got $1,800. Like, this is real. I said, how do you hit P1000? So he said, hey, you need 30 people. We went and did that quickly. You see, once you put your mind to something, nothing can stop you. Nothing. So guys, in this run, I look at this again as football. This is a game. And if you look at this as a game, you'll win. So this is a game of football. So I used to be on the sideline my first 1.5 years in IM Master Academy. And I saw people hit rank. People that are part of my umbrella hit P2000. Shout out to my boy Jay who's on here. That dude motivates me. He hit P2000. Then my man Dion hit P2000. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. And then guys, here's the thing. I don't know what type of person you are. Some people get motivated by people telling you you can't do something. And then some people get motivated by people that actually talk mess on you. Like, you ever have somebody like say something slick and you're like, oh, you talking to me? Have you guys ever had that happen to you? Because that happened to me. I heard somebody talking a little bit of junk. Now, I come from the inner city. If you talk junk, you better back it up. So when that person started talking junk, guess what happened? I was on the sideline. I said, hey, coach, put me in the game. What's the game? Anybody know what the game is? That's when you're in the trenches. That's when you're showing up to your presentations every single week, every day. That's when you're on the leadership calls without a shadow of a doubt with your video on. That's when you're really in the game. So I got in the game 1.5 years late. As a matter of fact, let me tell you how I did not take this business serious. I gave up somebody. See, I was the type of person that joined and I said, you know what? I don't want to build. I already did network marketing. I did not have success. This is the same thing. I'm not going to build. I'm not going to tell anybody about it because I thought trading had to be about me being a good trader. How many people can relate to that? Put a 1 in the chat. Let me just see who I'm talking to. If you can relate to that, put a 1 in the chat because I did not want to build. But let me show you how not building cost me $60,000. Yes, that's right, $60,000. You see, when I first got involved with this, I had a female that I was kind of cool with. She actually had a friend of her roommate. We went over his house, and I'll tell you a quick story. Dr. K came to Atlanta. We did a training at this guy's house. He comes down the steps and says, Ton, what is this? And I said, dude, this is some trading thing. Like, your roommate didn't tell you? You see, people will lie to you in this business. I had a friend of mine lie and said, yeah, I told my roommate, but she didn't. And me being the nice guy that I am, I said, well, your friend said she told you, go ahead and sign up under her. He said, listen, Ton, if you're doing it, I want to rock with you. I was like, nah, I can afford the $150. It was $150 at the time, $150 a month. Go ahead and sign up under your friend, your roommate. I'm trying to be nice. Guys, that cost me $60,000. But let me show you how God works. That guy signed up, and what happened? He didn't sign up right away. 24 hours later, I thought about it and said, man, this guy's a builder. He was in another company, had 400 or 500 people up under his umbrella. But when I joined, we weren't building. I wasn't telling anybody. So I decided not to bring him on. My water just dropped, but it's cool. So what happened is, I thought about it. Your conscience will talk to you. I said, Tom, go ahead and call this dude. So I called him. I said, hey, bro, listen, if you want to rock with me, man, let me put you on the squad. He was like, man, I just signed up this morning. And I said, dang. And I hung up the phone. And I was thinking about that for a while. And when you think about things, things just happen, right? I thought about my friend. He ended up signing up a friend who signed up another person who put over 200 people in the system. I lost out on the 200 people up under my leg. The whole time I'm kicking myself. The dude blew up. He became a really good trader. He blew up the whole Chicago area. And I was like, man, if I had him on my team, I'd already be a P5000. I should have been a P5000, guys. But it wasn't my time. I sat, this dude blowing up, and I'm like, man, he's a dope trader. He's charging people to trade. But some people get so selfish in this thing, they think it's about them. And this person got selfish. He thought it was about him. He started charging people. And then guess what happened? The same thing that he was doing to people happened to him. He basically had his whole team leave him. See, there's going to be situations as leaders, if you don't get your act together, if you don't really treat your people good, they'll leave you. This is a volunteer army. His army left him. So guess what happened? He ended up jumping ship. So I would have lost those people. I'd have been stressed out hitting the rank and then losing 200 people. But God is great. Everything happens for a reason. That guy wasn't meant to be on my team because our frequency was not there. See, there's going to be some people that you talk to that you really, really want on your squad. But if they're not on the same frequency you're on, they're not meant to be there, guys. So fast forward, I'm in the game. We're doing presentations. And one thing that I did is I said, you know what? I want to create a winning environment. You see, I was in a group of people, and a lot of people in this group were all about them, all about self-promotion. And I just don't come from that background. Like, I'm a quiet person. The only reason why I'm on social media is because my past company, we used to travel all the time. See, I'm the type of person, I don't want you to know where I'm at, because I'm from the hood. When you know where people's at, somebody come rob you. Let's just keep it real. So with this, I'm uncomfortable to be on social media a lot because now I got to tell you where I'm at. But that being said, people who are uncomfortable don't really have a lot of money. You got to get uncomfortable. So guys, the crazy thing is we created a winning environment. And with our group, we just kept it simple. Number one, we started a contest. You got to have contests or build some type of energy up in your squad. Number two, we had to make things simple. What's the simplest project? I don't know what's the simplest thing that you guys are doing right now. For us, it's Cash Trap. It's simple. Guys, you create a winning environment, you keep it simple, and you have a contest. Now you got a good formula. That's what we did. So in our run, because I didn't do this by myself, our whole thing is who got next. You see, a true leader has other people that are popping ranks as well. And most of my leaders right now are on here right now because they just support. Like I sent it to one person, he ended up sending it to the other leaders. And that's just how we are. We a family. You see, when you come to part of your family, it's way bigger than trading. So we had to make a decision to make this a unit. We had to make this an environment that people will want to join. And that's what we did. That's how I was able to hit P2000. I got in the game, I hit P2000. And then we put our head down. One thing I tell you, this is a game of football, like I said before. How many people are on the football field with you guys? Somebody put in the chat. When it's time to play a game, how many people are in the game with you at one time? Somebody put that in the chat for me. Somebody said 11. Yep. 11 people. So if you're the quarterback or if you're the coach, how many people do you need to win with you? You need 10 or 11. You need a total of 10 people that really want it as bad as you. Now, here's what I tell people. The football game, guys, needs everybody in there. You need 10 people running with you. So if you are by yourself right now and you're the only leader on your squad, no worries. You're just practicing. You don't really have a game to go to because you don't have enough players. You got to go out and do the work. So the beautiful thing about it is you got 10 players on the gridiron with you in the huddle. The next thing is, hey, what's the play? If you don't know the play, how are you going to win? You see, one of my leaders, he would call me and say, hey, man, this is happening in my back office. This is happening in my back office. The back office is actually broke. I said, hey, bro, listen, what is the play? See, I told him the play was real simple. If you want to hit P1000, the play is 12 to 15 personals. You got to do 12 to 15 personals. So I asked him, every time he would call me, I said, hey, bro, he would complain. I would listen for a hot second. I said, do me a favor. We're in the huddle. What's the play? He said 12 to 15 personals. I said, do you have 12 to 15 personals yet? He said, no. I said, what are we talking about? Nothing else matters. I don't care what's going on in your back office. Don't even look at your back office until you get your 12 to 15 personals. But I said it in a nice way, with a smile. So guess what he did? He quit looking at the back office. He got his 12 to 15 personals, and guess what happened? He popped P1000. So now the next thing is this. When you're in the huddle with people, what else do you have? Like in a game of football, you only have 11 people on the team. How many people know how many people are on the team total? My man Sean is on it. Somebody said 53. There's 53 players on your squad. Sean, crazy thing about it is where's the other 40? Where's the other 40? 42. Sean, Dion, where they at? Tell me where the other 42 are at. Somebody put in the chat, unmute your mic. They're on the sidelines. Family, in this game, everybody got a chairman jersey on. Everybody could be a chairman. But most of the people are on the sideline. What's the sideline? That means you're in, you're active, but you don't show up every single day. Real simple. I just had a leader call me today and said, man, one of his leaders, who's a P600, just called him and said, hey, life is in the way. I'm going through some things, yada, 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 yada. This person is 10 close to P1000 and they're pumping the brakes. So my leader was kind of like, man, I can't believe this. I said, bro, it's part of the game. This person's just on the sidelines right now. See, here I look at it is when people join in one eye, they're a chairman. In the other eye, they can quit tomorrow. Just like that. No matter what rank you get to, there's people that are going to quit your business. On a football team, do people quit? Absolutely. I played college ball. People quit all the time. So guess what? You have people on the field with you. You have people on the sideline. Then where else are the other people? Can someone tell me where's everybody else? See, a football game, you can't play a game just with 11 people and people on the sideline. You got to play against someone else, right? Somebody's going to motivate you, right? But here's the crazy thing. A real true football game has what in the stands? There you go, the stands. You got people in the stands. And there's people that are rooting for you, and there's people that are not rooting for you. You see, the people that you talk to on a daily basis, guys, you just got to figure out where they go in the football game. See, some of the people you talk to are going to actually be on the squad with you. They're going to get in the huddle. Then some individuals are going to make the team, but they're just going to be on the sideline. And then some people are going to be in the huddle. They're going to go on the sidelines. Some of them are going to quit. And guess where they go after they quit? They go in the stands. They either go on the home team or the visitor side. You see, some people that quit, I don't know if they're rooting for you or not. They got to figure that out, but that's not my problem. You see, at the end of the day, when I played football, I got excited when I saw people in the stands, especially the people that were rooting against me. Because when I scored a touchdown, I was a wide receiver, I would point up at the people up there. Like, I see you watching me. Same thing on social media. There's people that are watching you right now, and they're not rooting for you. Why? I don't know. It's their prerogative. But I need those people. They give me energy. And then you also have energy for people that are rooting for you. Guys, there are family members that are not part of my family, that are not a part of my organization. A lot of them. They just, hey, you still doing that? I'm like, yeah, you still breathing? I'm still doing it. Really? I'm like, yeah. Listen, this game doesn't end. I just keep scoring touchdowns. If you get good at this, you can change your entire life. Are you kidding me? So there's gonna be ups and downs. There's gonna be timeouts. But here's the thing I tell people, and I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. When you talk to people, if you're in the game, if you show up every single day to the 8 p.m.s or the 9 o'clocks, you can't let nobody stop you from getting in the game. What do I mean? What if you got to follow up with a prospect and they call you right before the call? They call you right before you're supposed to get on the 9:15. What if they call you at 9 and you start talking to them and you're trying to get them into the system? What do? Do you sit there and talk to them for the whole 30 minutes? No, you let them know it's important. Hey, you got 10 minutes. You try to close them or say, hey, you know what? If you have more questions, I got to get in the game. So let me call you back. Because if you stay on the line with them, what you're telling them is this is not really that important. You got to get in the game. If you're walking out, let's look at this for a second. If you're playing football and you're walking out from halftime, you're walking out from the locker room and you see somebody in the stands and they call your name. What's up, Sean? You're like, oh, what's up, bro? How you doing? And the team's walking on the field. And you're like, hey, what's going on, man? Nice to catch up with you, yada, yada, yada. And now the team is practicing. And you're still talking to this person. Where's your energy? Does that make sense to talk to your person while the game is going on? I look at my boy over here. He just scored a touchdown, man. He just hit P2000. That's what's up. You better get in the game with him. Guys, this game is the game of life. And you got to understand, you got to take this serious. And once you take this serious, things will happen for you. But you got to make a decision. You got to change your environment. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. We made a decision to actually switch things. I'm a wedding photographer. I've been a wedding photographer for 11 years. If you come to my crib, you see beautiful pictures in my living room. But I made the decision. I was like, we got to take those down. See, everything you see consistently, that's what you focus on. And I said, I don't want to be a wedding photographer my whole life. I want to be able to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. And yes, I make good money shooting weddings, but I'm not trying to be that person no more. I just want to own the business, hire people because I make good money, and then live my life with my family. So we took those pictures down. In my office, I used to have wedding pictures. You don't see them anymore. Motivational, chairman, that's all you see. That's what it's about. You have to change your environment. If you walk around my house, if you go to my bathroom, chairman 25 up there. If you come upstairs in one of the bedroom, chairman 25. If you come in my bedroom, which you shouldn't be in my bedroom, but if you come in my bedroom and you go to the bathroom, chairman 25. If you happen to walk in my closet, chairman 25. My brother, you got to be so crazy with it that people come to your house and they're uncomfortable. My brother, who signed up and quit because he didn't have a lot of time, comes to my house and he's uncomfortable. I like that. Yo, what's that chairman 25? Oh, that's just a thing we get hit. When you gonna hit it? In a minute. I don't gotta tell him my date. I know my date, but he sees it. He's uncomfortable. Dang, bro, that's all around the crib? I'm like, yeah, that's what we focusing on. How's your job? How's the fam? See, my brother works 7 days a week. And I tell him, I'm like, man, I'm sorry to hear that. He's like, I'm making good money. I'm like, yeah, man, but you're missing your family. Guys, you're gonna work hard at something. Work hard at this so that you can spend more time with your family. Work hard at this so that you can buy your mom a car. Work hard at this so you can pay off your mom's house. Work hard at this so you can have the freedom to say, hey, you know what, Sean, bro, check it out, man. It's 10 o'clock, man. Let's take our wives to Mexico tomorrow, bro. That's what I want to do. That's freedom. That's what we're chasing. But you got to change your environment and get around the right people. And you got to have the right frequency. See, everybody on your team's not going to be on your frequency. And you have to love people to where they are. And if you're not on my frequency, I'm going to just love you at a distance. No love lost. It is what it is. So guys, you got to really take this serious. And how do you take it serious? You have to track your business. So how many people are actually tracking their activity in their business? See, when I first was on my run, I just thought about corporate America. When I worked a job, they used to have something called a WAR, WAR, weekly activity report. And you used to have to show this to your boss every week. Why? Because I did outside sales. And if you didn't give us a WAR, we'd probably be at home watching TV. So they would say, what have you done last week? See, if you're not showing your upline or yourself a WAR, an activity report, you're just talking. One of my homeboys said it today, my man Evan, he said, people will tell you and say anything to you. You have people just say anything. Oh, I'm about to hit chairman. Really? You ain't got no activity going on. I got a guy who's on my team. It took him 3 years to hit a certain rank. And this dude said he's gonna hit the next rank in a weekend. I'm like, come on, bro. That's not gonna happen that fast. But if we work together, we can put a real date on it. That's another thing. Put your goals out there, put a date, share it with your family, share it with your friends, share it on social media. You have to be so relentless with this. You have to put it out there so that the people in the stands, you tell them you get ready to score a touchdown and you don't score a touchdown, they laughing at you. How many people are bold like that? See, I tell people, oh, I'm about to take this to the house. I'm about to score a touchdown on your boy. I want to call my own bluff. That's how I grew up. So you got to put a date on where you want to go. And once you put a date on it, if you don't hit it, cool, just adjust it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you and your activity. The speed of the leader, speed of the pack, right? Speed of the pack, speed of the leader. Speed of the leader, my bad, speed of the pack. Hello. So that's what we did. First and foremost, you got to track your stuff. So what I used to do, and I'll show you what I used to do and what I do now. So what I used to do is I used to have a notebook, and my notebook would consist of all my follow-ups. So I would have a notebook. I don't know if you guys can see this. And my notebook would have different columns on it, right? So the first column would be somebody's name. You'll have the date, the name. The next column would be text message. Did I text them or did I pick up the phone and call them? See, I want to figure out how people are joining. Are they joining by text messages or am I picking up the phone, having real conversations? I want to know what I'm good at. The next thing is, did I send them a video or did they get on a presentation, right? So what I found for me, when I send people videos, they play me. I don't know what it is. But when I do a prezo for somebody, they join. So you tell me what I do more of. Prezos. For me, I love talking to people. They can hear my energy. They can feel it, right? That's what I do. We have real conversations with people. I just simply ask people real questions. See, I'm a little older, so I ask people, listen, we've been in corporate America for years. Like, how you really living? Like, are they paying you enough money? Everybody says no. I'm like, all right, so what are you doing to make extra money? And I don't know. I'm like, well, is that important to you? Do you really want to make it? Yeah. Are you serious or you just kind of talking? Because I got a formula with you. I got a formula for you. And I tell people, it's kind of like, listen, let me just go back to slavery. Like, bro, Harriet Tubman used to free people to teach, like the Underground Railroad. That's what we have right now. And if you don't want to go to the Underground Railroad and you're cool where you're at, then you stay there. And that's what I tell people flat out. Because I haven't met an employee yet that gets paid what they're worth. And guess what happens at work? I call people, they're like, yo, I'm at work, what's up? I'm like, you can't talk at work? Nah. I'm like, dang, my bad. Like, I joke with people like, man, dang, I talked to a friend today. He'd been in the hospital. He reached out to me. He made a comment on one of my posts. And guys, then he tried to play like he didn't make a comment. I was like, oh, okay. So what I do is I teach form. You guys know what form is? Family, occupation, recreation, message. The first thing, you never just go into pitching somebody. So I knew this brother been divorced, so I didn't talk about family. I just talked about his job. I went straight to his job. Yo, are you still at the hospital? He said, yes. I was like, man, how long have you been there? He said, 23 years. I was like, oh my goodness. I said, bro, do you own part of the hospital? And I started laughing, like, you 23 years? Man, I'm like, oh, you getting real money, right? He was like, man, I wish. I'm like, 23 years and you're not getting real money? Nah, man, this is what he told me. They gave me a locker. I was like, well, at least you got a locker. That's better than nothing, right? I said, well, listen, man, let me cut to the chase. I said, he said, yo, I said, how's the family? He said, you know, I got divorced. I said, yeah, I'm on social media. I saw it. I was like, I hope you happy. He's like, yeah, I'm good now. I was like, perfect. I've been through the same thing. I said, but let me ask you a serious question. You made a comment on my post. Like, what were you interested in, crypto, or you looking at like options? He's like, oh, a lot of people at work, listen to this, family. A lot of people at work are doing that. And I haven't made a decision yet. So I had to think for a second. I was like, you know what? Let me not go in real hard on this brother right now. But I said, hey, listen, I don't know who, your people at work, what they're doing. I was like, but I doubt it's the same thing that I'm doing. I said, but what I do over here is I teach people how to make 6 figures part-time. And then I shut up. See, what we do over here, we teach you how to get 6 figures part-time and then take it away. His next text was, yo, you got my attention. You see, the people at work are at work. You guys make the same amount of money. I haven't punched the clock in 11 years. I got the Underground Railroad over here. I got the Freedom Pill. And I took it away. He said, well, when's the next webinar? I thought you didn't make a comment on my stuff. How would you know about a webinar? I didn't say that. I wanted to, but I didn't. See, I'm a red. I used to be dysfunctional. Now I'm working on myself. For those that know the colors, like reds are off the chain. So this dude straight up lied to me. And people are going to lie to you. You got to understand where they're coming from. But we have the solution. So basically, just to be real with you, what happened is I didn't say nothing. Now I took it away from you. Now he said, hey, you got my attention. No comment. Then he said, hey, when is the webinar? I'm like, bro, you said you didn't comment. I said, you know what? For you, I'm doing something personal. I said, so when can you and I get on a Zoom so I can show you how to make $100,000 part-time? He's like, well, I'm off. I get off at 9. I said, when can you do it? This weekend, set a time. Hey man, this is my time is valuable. I got a lot of people I'm talking to. If you're serious about making this 100,000, I need you to jump on at 12 o'clock sharp. Is that cool? That's it. So now I got an appointment for 12 o'clock. This is a setup. This is a game, guys. And I tell my team this. If you're on social media, I tell my team this. This is like going to the high school dance. What do I mean by that? Now, I don't even think I went to I think I went to the prom or the semi or something like that. But high school dance, this is what I mean. When you post something on social media, people are watching you. So it's kind of like, I got a girl across the room. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. They won't say anything. People who are on social media, when I post a story, it's the same people. They won't say anything. What are they waiting for? They're waiting for me to make the first move. So I just make the first move. Hey, Mercedes, what's going on? How you doing? How's life? How's the family? How's the job? What are you doing, for recreation? And then if they don't say, hey man, yo, bro, time out. You doing this crypto stuff? If they don't say it, I'm bringing it up. Hey man, when are you going to jump on my webinar so I can show you how to make 6 figures part-time? That's my hook. When are you jumping on my webinar so I can show you how to make 6 figures part-time? Or if you're not making 6 figures part-time, when are you jumping on this webinar because I'm connected with some millionaires that can show you how to make 6 figures part-time? See, the magic of part-time. I don't do this business full-time. I do this part-time. See, an extra 10,000 a month, an extra 7,000 or 6,000 a month sounds great. An extra. Now, if you're just doing this full-time, you're making $5,000, it's like, okay, that's 60,000. When you say extra, they're like, oh, the magic of part-time. Brian Tracy, it's the audio. You haven't listened to it, listen to it ASAP. The magic of part-time. That'll change your life. Now, the other book I want to tell you about real quick is called Building an Empire. If you haven't read that book, that'll change your life. That's like the network marketing Bible right there. Building an empire. But guys, at the end of the day, once you make the decision to go after your goals, don't look left, don't look right, just look straight ahead. When you're in the football game, when you're in the huddle, you only need 10 people in the huddle with you. Who's your top 10? That's all you focus on. Focus on the top 10. Run with the runners, you jog with the joggers, you walk with the walkers. And then when you look up, you're going to score some touchdowns. When you look up at the scoreboard, you're going to win, they're going to lose. There's a winner, there's a loser. But if you ever quit, you lost. Never, ever, ever quit. So Sean, hopefully, man, I don't know if you got some questions and answers. I just want to throw it back to you, bro. I appreciate you allowing me to come on here and talk to your leaders. It's been a true blessing, man. Mad respect to you and the missus, man.
Man, thank you so much. Guys, let me tell you something. If you did, man, look, two pages. I got it. I'm telling you, I don't care where you are on the spectrum of building, you will get gems everywhere. And that's part of it. Now you got to use it. And what I got to say about this brother right here, man, not only do I love this brother right here, and have mad respect for him, but as a workout partner, see, that's the thing. If you're going to call yourself an accountability partner, let's start with this. If you don't have an accountability partner, it's probably because you're not that accountable. Okay. And if you are accountable, okay, you need to find an accountability partner that pushes you harder. See, and that's what Ton does. Even though we don't talk on a regular basis, because I can't really catch up with him because he stay running. Okay, I watch him, and his accountability is when we touch base, and I see him, I'm like, okay, he's on that run. I want to run harder. See, you got to find somebody that makes you want to run harder. Okay, you need to be a good accountability partner, a good wingman or wingwoman for somebody, and that's what Ton does for me. Him and his beautiful wife, they just, keep us on the run. So I really do appreciate that, man. That was awesome. I think we're going to drop this as a YouTube for you and send it to you. You need to put this as that chairman loading. As I'm telling you, this is the story, guys, that you watch along the way. Remember, David Imaniche had done videos like this before he became who he was now. You see what I'm saying? And people, you don't get it. People go back to watch the beginning part to see how you made it to the end part. You see what I'm saying? And so I want to make sure we catalog this right here for you and your awesome team. And thank you for you leaders off of Ton's team coming on. We so appreciate it. This is like church. We welcome everybody in the door, and we want to, praise together, rock together, all that good stuff. So real quick, I know the 3-minute bag's going. I know some of y'all are waiting for that. We're just going to let people ask a couple quick questions since I got, Chairman loading on. So, fire away. Let's make it quick, rapid fire, and he'll go ahead and answer whatever question that you got. Anybody just unmute, shoot your question.
Oh, real quick. Hey, Ton, this is Sean. Appreciate everything tonight, all the nuggets. I have a more specific question. So as a male, when you're on social media, reaching out to a female audience, how are you doing that? How are you handling that?
Man, great question. So here's the reality real quick. So the 3-minute bag, Key's going to present for 20 minutes. So at 10:20, we got to be done. Because then they trading, right? So real quick, Sean, to kind of answer your question, man, I've been talking to women on social media my whole life because I'm a wedding photographer. So that's what I do. So I don't come out, I just talk business with them. And if it's somebody I don't know, then yeah, you kind of throw the business out there. But most of the people that I reach out to are from like Facebook, because I'm an older guy. So I reach out to my Facebook friends from in the past, and they're watching. They know I'm married. They know I'm happily married. They know I'm really calling about business. And if they don't know, they know very quickly that, hey, listen, when you going to show me how to, when you going to let me show you how to make $100,000 part-time? And that's what I kind of do, bro. I kind of form them first. How's the family? Do research on people. When you see them on social media, don't just reach out to somebody. Look at their history. See what's going on in their life. if they had a kid, if they had a birthday, comment on that. And then you can just say, hey, how's the family? Hey, how's the job? What are you doing, for fun? Are you traveling? Are you wearing your mask? And then the message, hey, when you gonna let me show you how to make $100,000 part-time? That's it. That makes sense?
Copy.
My man, appreciate you.
Cool. Anybody else? Hey, let's get it out here while I got this chairman on. Going once? Going twice? Go ahead, Dion. What you got?
Hey, Chairman.
What up,
Can you
bro?
hear me? Man, bro.
Yes, sir.
And my hand hurts. I'm writing so much over here. You trying to keep up, man. But I guess my question, being a builder, working with you my mentor person, period. How do you identify who you're gonna, who you running with? How do you separate that between who you running with, walking with, and crawling with,
Yeah, man, great question. First of all, man, listen, the thing about it is this, you'll just know. It's kind of like, how do you know your wife is your wife? You just feel it, right? So the people you run with, you're just gonna have the connection with them. You're just gonna have a connection with them, right? So what I do is I put something out there, and if they follow it, then I know that they're coachable. In other words, if you take one step, I'm gonna take two. That's what I do with people. If you don't take one, then I don't take none. It's that simple. So you ask your leaders to do certain things, and if they do it, and they got to know that, hey, this isn't something I'm gonna have you do something crazy, but something very simple. If they can follow direction, then they can basically be a leader, if that makes sense. So a good leader is able to follow direction, be humble, be coachable, and that's what it is. So I just kind of, if we're on the same frequency, then I'm rocking with you, and you'll know because we'll talk on a consistent basis. And shout out to Dion, that brother right there, P1000, and get ready to hit P2000 in a hot second. And like I tell people, guys, it's about a family. It's about an environment. And when you have that energy, when you have that connection, that's who I'm running with right there. Any other questions? All right, cool.
Twice. Everybody's good. Well, look, unmute real quick. I need to get a big thank you from everybody for Ton Henderson getting on. Please unmute. Please show them the love from Team Wealth.
Thank you, Chairman. Love you.
Let's go, Chairman.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Hey, I feel like we need to do
Appreciate the
Chairman
time, my
Stream on
boy.
3.
That's Chairman talk.
Hey,
Chairman
Stream
chat.
on 3. Like, let's go.
I'm with it.